Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 20 of the Walk with Ethan Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Black, and today we're talking about the games from Thursday, the Stanley Cup games from Thursday, June 11th through Sunday, June 14th, as well as the AHL Calder Cup stuff, and then give some updates on more awards and NHL award stuff and ECHL stuff. And yes, actually, we have one more episode before the season one finale of the Wild Ethan Hockey Podcast. We'll talk about the draft after it happens, so that'll probably be either sometime next the week, couple days after that happens. So probably that Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. Because the draft is the next Friday and Saturday. So after that, that episode, and then that'll be it for the summer before we come back for the regular season again for season 2. So let's not waste any time. We'll start with the AHL from Thursday, June 11th. Excuse me. As we kick off, the only game, 8 p.m. This was game number 5 between Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas Golden Knights. And the Carolina Hurricanes did host Vegas for this game, and Carolina gets the win with the score of 4-2. Andrei Stevenkov, I do apologize for butchering that name, his last name, his sixth of the playoffs, eliminated in the third period on a power play goal before Pedal Dorfrey get his 12th of the playoffs, 13-4 and third, making Vegas' other goal. So Carolina takes that series 3-2. And there's no games on Friday, June 12th or Saturday, June 13th. So we're just going to go right into Sunday, June 14th, game number 6 between Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas this time hosting Carolina. And Carolina wins the series, wins the Stanley Cup, and wins this game with the score of a whopping 3-0. The Nick Ehlers getting his 8th of the playoffs in an empty 18:52 into the third period. So, I forgot. Let me go back to the Thursday. I forgot to mention the 3 stars. I do apologize for that. So your 3 stars are Andre. I was going to say Andre S. just for short. Just I don't want to butcher his last name anymore. Getting first star. Nick Ehlers getting his second star, and Brandon Boise your 3rd star. So all from Carolina Hurricanes. Okay, back to the Sunday part. So yeah, Carolina Hurricanes are your 2026 Stanley Cup winners, second time in franchise history, as they won back in 2006. Your 3 goals came from the Hurricanes. Taylor Hall again opening up at 3:47 in the first period. He's getting his 7th of the playoffs. Jackson Blake getting the second goal, 13th in the second period, also his 7th of the playoffs. And Nick Ehlers, like I said, getting his 8th of the playoffs in the third. So a goal per period, basically. And your 3 stars are Brand Bussey, your first star, and all 3 are from the Carolina Hurricanes. So your 3, Brand Bussey, your first star, Taylor Hall, your second star, and Jackson Blake is your 3rd star. The MVP, by the way, for actually, when I get to the awards, I'll tell you who won each one. So congratulations to Carolina Hurricanes. Almost 20 years to the day they won the Stanley Cup. June 19th, 2006 was when Carolina Hurricanes won their first. And then on June 14th, so 5 days short of their 20th year anniversary. So congratulations to the Hurricanes for coming your 2025-2026 Stanley Cup champions. So that's all it for NHL. Until I can't remember who I seen it from, but somebody did report that they're going to release the full schedule in July. So we don't know anything. So I imagine if I had to guess, it's probably going to be mid to late September. Late September, probably early October, probably before they. Like we know some preseasons, but the actual regular season is probably, like I said, in either end of September to mid October at the very latest. So, and then we're gonna jump into the AHL, continuing their Calder Cup playoffs. No games on Thursday, June 11th, so we're just gonna go to Friday, June 12th. Game number 1 of the Calder Cup finals between the Eastern Conference champions Toronto Marlies take on the Western Conference champions Chicago Wolves. Game number 1, the Marlies are visiting the Wolves, and they get the win on their ice with the score of 4-2. So they take the series 1-0. Nothing on Saturday, June 13th. So we go to Sunday, June 14th. And so basically it's basically the thing. This is almost every second day there was a game. Game 2, Chicago again hosting Toronto Marlies, and this was at 4 p.m. Eastern. And Toronto Marlies win the score of 5-4 in overtime. Logan Shaw getting the overtime win, 3:46 in the overtime. So Marlies taking that series 2-0. No games on Monday, June 15th. Then we go to Tuesday, June 16th. This is game 3 of the finals between Marlies and the Wolves. This one, the Toronto Marlies hosting the Chicago Wolves, and the Wolves taking it 1-0. Easton County getting the only goal in the second period, so they take the series 3-0. So Marlies could have closed it out in game number 4, and which we'll go to right now, as there's no games on Wednesday, June 17th. So we go to Thursday, June 18th, game number 4 between the Marlies and the Chicago Wolves. Wolves trying to push it to game 5. Marlies trying to clean sweep the Calder Cup. I'll be honest. I mean, I don't really mind during the other rounds, like the first round, quarterfinals, and all that. But it's the finals. Like I honestly, I'm not a big fan if they did clean sweep in the finals. But Chicago Wolves do spoil the clean sweep as they win 4-3 in overtime on Marlies home ice. I do apologize for butchering some of these lines. I'm trying my best. Again, the overtime went 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the overtime. So the series out is 3-1 still in Marlies. I know we go to last night, Friday, June 19th, as we go to game number 4 between the Marlies and Wolves. And again, Marlies hosting the Chicago Wolves, and they got the win with the score of 4-3. And so the Marlies are your 2026 Calder Cup champions, as they are for the second time in franchise history. So, yeah. And by for the rest of the, I meant to, sorry, so game 7, if we had between Carolina and Vegas, that would have been on actually this past Wednesday on the 17th if it hadn't gone to game 7. But so yeah, that I just forgot to mention the AHL part. But for the AHL Calder Cup, so yeah, and congratulations to Marlies for winning the Calder Cup. That's, like I said, second time in franchise history. And it had to go to game 6 and 7. Game 6 would have been tomorrow. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. And if it did go to game 7, it would have been on June 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. And those last 2 games would have been on Chicago's home ice. So that would have been Sunday and Tuesday for those last 2. So Father's Day and June 23rd would have been it. But Marlies ended it on home ice. So congratulations to the Marlies. And ladies and gentlemen, all the games we got till I assume probably September, October, same amount of time. So there we go. So now we'll bring up the awards because we did get a couple of the awards. Actually, let me talk about the ECHL Kelly Cup Playoffs first, and then we'll go to the awards, and then we'll end it there. So ECHL Kelly Cup Playoffs. Your winners are the Florida Everblades, representing the Eastern Conference. They are out of the South Division, defeating the Western Conference and Kansas City coming out of the Mountain Division. This went to 6 games, so on game number 4, June 12th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Everblades did defeat the Mavericks 2-1 in overtime. They were on they were on Florida's. Games 3 for 5 were on Florida's home ice. Game number 4 on June 12th. Oh, sorry. Game 5, June 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Florida Everblades defeating Kansas City Mavericks. This time with the score of 5-2. So game 6 went back to Kansas City, Missouri, June 15th at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Everblades do get the win with the score 5-4 in second overtime to capture. I think this is their 4th Kelly Cup in ECHL history. So congratulations to the Florida Everblades for becoming the 2026 Kelly Cup champions. And it had to go into game 7. That would have been on June 17th, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, back in Kansas City, Missouri. So that is all your playoff stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So now, before we end the episode, we'll talk about some awards real quick because we had some more announced in the last almost week and a half since I recorded. And I do apologize for the late records. I was just busy all week, so I figured today I had some time to record. So your updated awards. So the Calder Cup champions are the Toronto Marlies, and your Jack A. Butterfield Trophy, the playoff MVP winner, went to Arthur Akatamov from the Toronto Marlies. So congratulations to them. The only awards we don't know who won yet are the James T. Henry Memorial Award, the Thomas E. Bright Memorial, the Bruce London Award and the James Ellermore Awards. We don't. Those are the ones we. Oh, and the Michael Kedon Award and the President's Award. Those are the ones we don't know who won yet. But the Ken McKenzie Award went to the Bakersfield Condors VP Marketing and Communications, Ryan Holt, and the Frank Torres Moore Award went to Mason Wilkes, who is the director of ticket sales for the San Jose Barracudas. So that's all the awards for that. And for the NHL, the so the Conn Smith went to Jordan Stahl for Carolina Hurricanes. That's basically the playoffs MVP. And for the Hart Memorial Trophy, Nikita Kucherov from Tampa Bay Lightning is your winner of that. I think that's his second or third time winning that trophy. So and the only winners we don't know yet for the only award we have left to need a winner is the Jim Gregory Award. And the three nominees for that one are Bill Gurdon from Minnesota Wild, Colorado Avalanche's Chris McFarland, and Pat Verbeek for the Anaheim Ducks. So that's the only ones we have left to talk about. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's this week's episode of the show. I'll be back after the NHL draft talking about all the drafts, like who got what teams got who. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back for that. Have a good weekend, guys, and stay safe.